Hello friends, it's Professor Google here. Today's video is going to be a bit unusual, but I'm sure you'll like it. So, get comfortable and let's get started. Kingdom of North Dumpling, USA. About a kilometer off the coast of Connecticut lies a 1-hectare island called North Dumpling Island. The island has long been a piece of land of significant importance because it houses the North Dumpling Lighthouse, which was built in 1859 to warn ships of shallow water. The lighthouse was used until 1959. In 1986, Dean Kamen acquired the island and began to develop it, building, for example, a replica of Stonehenge. Later, the inventor's attempts to build a wind turbine sparked discontent among local authorities. They banned the construction, and in response, the island seceded from the United States. Of course, legally, this was not recognized, but this fact did not stop Kamen. He created a constitution, a flag, a currency, a national anthem of the island, and began to call himself Lord Dumpling. Amazingly, thanks to his successful businessman contacts, Kamen, as he claims, was able to persuade then-President Bush to sign an unofficial non-aggression pact. Later, the businessman was able to build a wind turbine and install solar panels, which means that the Kingdom of North Dumpling is now environmentally safe. The Free District of Llanrwst, Wales. Llanrwst is a small market town in the county borough of Conwy, Wales, which due to its long-standing connection to the wool trade has become a popular tourist destination. It is usually referred to as a Welsh town, but there is a historical precedent that could actually mean that it is a micronation within the provided jurisdiction. Centuries of legal battles have failed to find a solution to this issue. It all began in the 13th century, when the then Welsh prince took control of the town and declared it completely independent from the local diocese, and therefore a free district. Despite attempts by the local clergy to seek the help of the Pope and repeal this declaration, the prince was able to substantiate his claims. After his death and in the subsequent centuries, as Wales increasingly united with other regions of the country, petitions were filed to abolish Llanrwst's independence, but they were rejected due to the resistance of the local residents. The town developed its own coat of arms, flag, and motto. In 1947, Llanrwst even applied to the United Nations to be recognized as an independent state within Wales, but the UN rejected this request. However, this did not stop the locals from considering the town a truly independent micronation. And since their claims date back deep into history, it is difficult to say that they are mistaken. Akhzivland, Israel. Founded in 1971 by Eli Avivi, a sailor of Iranian origin and a member of the elite combat unit Haganah, which later became the Israeli Defense Forces, Akhzivland is a micronation located on the border between Lebanon and the western coast of Israel. It is located near the ruins of the ancient city of Akhziv, from which it gets its name. Soon after its creation, Akhzivland became known as a microstate for hippies, attracting artists, writers, and underground figures. Most of them settled in the abandoned buildings that were located in this area. The story is interesting because of what happened when Avivi declared the independence of Akhzivland. He was arrested, but released 10 days later after a judge ruled that there is no law prohibiting the creation of a country without the permission of the state. Then, Eli sued the government and the judge ruled that the state must lease the territory to him for at least 99 years. Although this did not give Akhzivland the status of independence, its residents and supporters created a flag, national anthem, and issued their own passports. Avivi was elected president and held this post until his death in 2018. Although today the life of the micronation is not as lively as during its heyday, there is still a guest house, camping site, and a museum of curious objects found in the surrounding area in Akhzivland. Free City of Christiania, Denmark. Located on the island of Amager, within the capital of Denmark, Copenhagen, this district has claimed to be a state since 1971 and does not abide by the rules set by the surrounding country. The district is called the Free City of Christiania and has been used by the military for centuries. On September 26, 1971, a local writer published a magazine declaring the area an open and free city. From the very beginning, marijuana was openly sold and consumed here, which is illegal in other parts of Denmark. However, the authorities initially turned a blind eye to it. By the end of the 1970s, the situation got out of control, and the court ordered the land to be released, but this decision caused a lot of controversy. The residents of the Free City of Christiania decided to work together to rid the city of heavy drugs and gangs. In the following years, new gangs tried to take over the area, but were pushed out, and therefore officials in Copenhagen returned to their policy of ignoring what was happening in the city. They only intervened in Christiania's affairs if events there began to affect the life of the capital. Currently, about 1,000 people live in the city. The leaders of the Free City of Christiania recently agreed to join it with the capital. A procedure was launched, which allows residents to legally purchase the land they live on. However, with its own flag, coat of arms, and a completely different application of the law compared to the rest of Copenhagen, the Free City of Christiania remains a micronation and is, in fact, the fourth most popular tourist attraction in Copenhagen, visited by approximately 500,000 people every year. Principality of Snake Hill, Australia. In the early 2000s, a family living in rural New South Wales near the town of Mudgee realized they were struggling to pay the taxes demanded of them by the government each year. They decided something needed to be done to solve this problem. After a court case was brought against the family, they discovered, after learning the history of another micronation in Australia, that nothing in Australian law prevented them from creating a new country. At least, that's how they understood it. On September 2, 2003, these people declared independence, calling it a last resort and comparing their step to the United States' separation from England in 1776. Prince Paul and his wife, Princess Elena, who ruled with him, were crowned as the first rulers of the Principality of Snake Hill. Occupying an area equal to that of Monaco, Snake Hill now has several hundred citizens, and although Prince Paul has passed away, Princess Elena still governs the territory with her daughter, Princess Paula. There are 2 newspapers, a church, and the micronation has its own currency. However, legal issues with Australian courts continue. They still can't agree on whether such a separation is legal. In the latest court ruling, it was stated that the Supreme Court of New South Wales does not have jurisdiction to make such a decision and that it is a matter of international law to be decided by the High Court of Australia and the International Court of Justice. Free Republic of Liberland, Croatia and Serbia. At least one country claims any piece of land in the world, but there are several patches of land that have been forgotten for various reasons. These are perfect places to create a micronation. This is exactly what happened in 2015 when Czech politician Vít Jedlička laid claim to a 7-square-kilometer piece of land in the Danube River floodplain and declared it a microstate called the Free Republic of Liberland. Well, as I promised, the video was interesting. So, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.